that Elon is a fucking dumbass.
What are your thoughts on Elon Musk?
I think he's an idiot. I think he's an idiot too.
American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil Armstrong, Gene Cernan have both testified against commercial spaceflight and the way that you're developing it, and I wonder what you think of that.
I was very sad to see that, because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough.
Elon Musk is not just a fictional character like Tony Stark in the movies. He's a real-life Iron Man. Known as a genius, billionaire, playboy, and philanthropist, Musk is a household name, recognized by children and adults alike, even by those with little interest in space or electric cars. So, who is Elon Musk? To many, he's the CEO of a major corporation, the pioneer of mobile payments, the innovator behind electric cars, an inventor, and an engineer. His story is one of genius and determination. So let's explore the remarkable journey of Elon Musk and the technology empire he has built.
When do you think realistically human beings will land on Mars for the first time?
I feel fairly confident about 6 years from now.
Elon Musk's ambitious vision was highlighted at the 2020 Axel Springer Awards ceremony. To understand his rise, we need to travel back to June 28, 1971, the day this future genius was born. Musk's birthplace is far from where he now lives and works. Contrary to popular belief, he is not American by birth, but South African. His parents, Errol Musk, an engineer, and May Musk, a model, were quite wealthy. This upbringing made Musk less interested in money and more focused on pursuing his dreams. Musk's mother, May, is particularly impressive. She developed a passion for modeling as a young girl, became a model at 15, won the Miss South Africa beauty pageant at 21, and married Errol Musk at 22. However, their story is far from a fairy tale. Elon's father was abusive, and due to the flawed marriage laws in South Africa at the time, women couldn't initiate divorce. It wasn't until 6 years later, after enduring a decade of abuse, that Maya could finally divorce, leaving with nothing as her ex-husband took everything. To support her children, she worked 5 part-time jobs, marking the darkest period of her life. Elon Musk's childhood was unique. He was an introverted, unsocial child who preferred reading to playing with other kids, especially fascinated by science fiction and space. His curiosity was boundless, leading him to experiment with making gunpowder and rockets in his backyard. Musk was not just reading for entertainment, he was deeply interested in understanding the world. Musk also has a brother, Kimball, and a sister, Tosca. All 3 siblings have achieved success, though Kimball and Tosca's accomplishments are overshadowed by Elon's. Kimball is a well-known producer of movies and TV shows. The divorce of Musk's parents left a profound impact on him, transforming him from a quiet child to a more aggressive one, often clashing with peers but lacking fighting skills, which led to him being frequently bullied. After their parents divorced, Elon and his siblings stayed with their mother. However, Elon later chose to live with his wealthy father, believing his father felt lonely. In retrospect, Musk expressed regret about this decision. In an interview, he described his father as the embodiment of evil, admitting he hadn't understood the extent of his father's negative traits at the time. Despite the strained relationship, Elon even purchased a house, cars, and a yacht for his father in Maybury, but eventually, he severed ties with him. Despite his father's flawed character, Elon inherited a knack for electromechanical engineering, excelling in areas where others often struggled. At 10, he received his first computer, a luxury at the time. He quickly learned to use it and to program. By 12, he had written a space game software, which he sold for $500, a significant achievement for a child at his age. After graduating from Pretoria Boys High School, Musk left the unstable environment in South Africa for Canada. He enrolled at Queen's University, following in his mother's footsteps. While in Canada, Elon faced skepticism from his father, who doubted his potential and even called him an idiot. Despite these challenges, Elon was determined to prove himself. He took on various jobs to support himself. The future spacecraft builder's first job was on a relative's farm, where he picked and transported fruit. After his time on the farm, he moved to Vancouver and worked as a lumberjack. His journey didn't end there. He later took a job as a security guard at a sawmill, earning a respectable $18 per hour. During this period, his brother Kimball joined him, marking the beginning of their collaborative efforts. Imagine calling a renowned local entrepreneur for a lunch meeting. That's exactly what Elon and Kimball Musk did, showcasing their boldness. To establish a valuable network, they reached out directly to numerous influential figures. It's unclear how many entrepreneurs accepted lunch invitations from these then unknown brothers, but it was through these efforts that Elon landed a job, thanks to an introduction by Peter Nicholson, whom they met through their audacious outreach. Peter, who was leading the Bank of Nova Scotia at the time, was convinced by the brothers' well-prepared proposal to meet with them. In 1992, Elon Musk transferred to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania on a scholarship to study economics. By this time, he had saved some money. He and a new friend from school, Adeo Resi, rented a large house with 10 rooms. What did these two future magnates do together? They started a nightclub, which quickly became a hit among students, regularly drawing large crowds. This venture financially supported Elon and Adeo throughout their college years. Elon wasn't exactly a model student at university. Despite his intelligence, he wasn't very dedicated to his studies, and the school even considered expelling him a few times. Nevertheless, he managed to graduate with degrees in economics and physics. After university, Elon moved to California in 1995 at the age of 24. He planned to pursue a PhD in physics at Stanford University. However, he abandoned this plan just 2 days into the program, choosing instead to venture into the rapidly growing internet sector. This decision marked the start of his remarkable career. Elon and his brother Kimball then embarked on their own project, Zip2. Elon's first venture not only brought him wealth and fame, but also revolutionized how information was digitally presented. Zip2 aimed to digitize printed materials, offering a service that linked electronic maps to business addresses, a concept that predated Google Maps by several years. This innovation allowed users to locate a company's office on a map and find the shortest route there. The idea was a hit, attracting interest from various companies. In 1999, Elon sold Zip2 to Compaq for $307 million in cash and $34 million in stock options. At 28, he earned $22 million from the deal, becoming a multimillionaire before turning 30. Next, Elon invested $10 million in an online financial services and email payment venture. This project, an online bank named X.com, eventually evolved into the well-known PayPal. Although it preceded Alipay by 5 years, it wasn't the only digital currency payment system at the time, facing competition from Confinity. The two companies merged a year later, forming PayPal. Despite contributing significantly to the payment system's development, Elon frequently clashed with the board. He was replaced as CEO during his honeymoon, but chose to forgive and move on. His involvement in company issues decreased after this incident. When the board decided to sell PayPal, Elon opposed the idea, but his views were overlooked. In 2002, PayPal was sold to eBay for $1.5 billion, earning Elon, its largest shareholder, $165 million. In the year before finalizing the PayPal transaction, Elon Musk had already unveiled his first space-related concept. In 2001, he introduced the Mars Oasis project, aiming to create a miniature greenhouse on Mars to experiment with growing Earth crops in Martian soil. However, turning this ambitious idea into reality proved challenging. Musk sought suitable space transport equipment and entered negotiations with a Russian missile manufacturer.
I can tell you it was very weird going there in 2000, late 2001, 2002, going to the Russian rocket forces and saying, I'd like to buy 2 of your biggest rockets.
But the deal ultimately fell through. The high cost of purchasing rockets made even a wealthy entrepreneur like Musk reconsider his options, leading him to decide on building his own rockets. After selling PayPal for $175 million, Musk invested $100 million of that into SpaceX and its rocket development in the following year. However, more funding was needed, and DARPA, a U.S. Department of Defense agency, soon joined the project. SpaceX's initial focus was on developing the partially reusable Falcon 1 and Falcon 9 rockets. The first Dragon spacecraft began its development in 2004 and caught NASA's attention in 2006. By 2008, SpaceX had secured a significant $1.6 billion contract with NASA for commercial resupply services to the International Space Station. The Falcon 9 rocket's successful test flight in 2010 marked a milestone, followed by the Dragon spacecraft's launch in 2012 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. It successfully docked with the ISS and returned to Earth, overcoming numerous challenges and failures along the way. The most severe setbacks involved tests of reusable spacecraft prototypes, which sometimes ended in explosions. Despite these challenges, a crewed Dragon spacecraft successfully completed a mission to the ISS in November 2020, marking the longest U.S. space mission since 1974. This achievement positioned SpaceX as a pioneer in private space exploration. In July 2003, a year after founding SpaceX, Musk invested in a new venture, Tesla, co-founded by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Musk's $70 million investment in Tesla, funded by his PayPal earnings, meant that his total investment in SpaceX and Tesla was $170 million, requiring an additional $5 million from his personal funds. Had the PayPal board not sold the company to eBay, Tesla might not have been funded. Founding these companies was a significant risk for Musk, who invested all his earnings in them, facing the possibility of either great success or complete financial ruin. Tesla's first major product, the Roadster, was introduced in 2008. The same year, Musk secured a large contract from NASA, marking a doubly successful year. The Roadster's development earned Musk an ecological award in 2006 and attracted a $100 million investment, crucial for the company at that time. Tesla faced complex challenges, nearly reaching bankruptcy, until a $50 million investment from Daimler AG saved the company. Musk's ventures extend beyond SpaceX and Tesla. He has always harbored unusual and complex ideas, making him a master of visionary thinking. Musk aims to establish a colony on Mars, independent of Earth, to ensure humanity's survival in case of global catastrophes or resource depletion on Earth. Additionally, Musk owns several other companies, including SolarCity, a Tesla subsidiary specializing in solar panels, and OpenAI, a non-profit organization researching safe artificial intelligence development. He also founded the Boring Company, focusing on building high-speed tunnels, although the project often faces delays due to land rights disputes and environmental assessments. Elon Musk's insights on innovation, risk-taking, and pursuing extraordinary goals are best expressed through his own statements. Here are some of his most inspiring reflections, showcasing his unique approach to challenges and success.
When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Life is too short for long-term grudges. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. If something's important enough, you should try. Even if the probable outcome is failure. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. There's a silly notion that failure is not an option at NASA. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. There have to be reasons that you get up in the morning and you want to live. Why do you want to live? What's the point? What inspires you? What do you love about the future? If the future does not include being out there among the stars and being a multi-planet species, I find that incredibly depressing.
Elon's journey exemplifies the impact of relentless ambition and visionary thinking. His endeavors in various groundbreaking fields remind us that challenging the status quo and pursuing bold dreams can significantly shape our future. Musk's insights not only reveal the mindset of a revolutionary, but also inspire us to push the limits of what we believe is possible.